Yo, what is up, guys? In today's video, I will be playing Clash Royale for 1 hour and seeing how many trophies I can get. Alright, I start the first game out with an Inferno Dragon on the Expo. He was kind of doing some pretty crazy damage on the tower, and this is kind of just a testing deck to see what kind of works in this arena, because it is very annoying to go against, all of these new legendary cards. And right here, I spawned a mini P.E.K.K.A. rushing into his tower, and it is really solid damage, and I actually almost take it here, but he spawns a knight to counter it. And yeah, I don't really know what I was doing here. Dark Goblin game, kind of wasting my elixir, but it is totally fine. Alright, fast forward a little bit into this match, and he has an Expo locked onto my tower. I'm trying to take it down with Skarmy, but he logs it. And I started panicking here. I placed down a Goblin Gang just to kind of get rid of it. And I pretty much just have to defend here. Alright, a few seconds later, I do mini P.E.K.K.A. the right bridge while he has an Expo trying locked onto my Evil Wizard there. And I do manage to take his tower. I was feeling pretty confident at this point that I was going to win this. But, I just had to defend and hope I won. Alright, the rest of the match, there was really nothing interesting happened, so I just kind of cut it out of the video, and yeah, I ended up taking the win. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it took around 30 seconds for this guy to just place down a giant skeleton, which was only level 6, by the way. I placed an Inferno Dragon here. And yeah, he starts making a huge push. I don't really know how he had this much elixir. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is distracting the Electro Dragon. Alright, this guy's starting to pressure my tower, so I kind of responded here with Dark Goblin, and then also Barbarian there, and get rid of that Barbarian right there. Alright, so I placed a Wizard and mini P.E.K.K.A. combo here. Kind of a lot of elixir, but yeah, the Wizard is locked on the giant skeleton, which kind of prevents the mini P.E.K.K.A. from getting to the tower. Here I was really panicking and placed skeleton on me. I instantly got destroyed over here. Dark Goblin starts taking out the Wizard a little bit. Also, let me know in the comments if you like this voiceover. I don't know if you guys want it while I'm playing the game and what I'm thinking, so just let me know in the comments. Alright, now this guy places a Furnace and Witch combo over here, a Barbarian Barrel, and yeah, I try to defend with the Evil Wizard, but it's not enough, as he breaks through my defense here, and starts making a huge push into my tower. When he took everything out and I had no elixir, I knew the game was done right here, and I'm not even going to show you it. Just know I got the crown. Alright, I finally realized that deck was not going to work, so I finally switched it up, and this is kind of what I got. And honestly, it's not that bad. Alright, I started out this match by placing a P.E.K.K.A. to counter the Goblin Giant, and also some minions for backup. Alright, right here is where I start to overcommit to get his tower, and I place a Hog Rider in the back. And yeah, he's still doing some solid damage, but I feel like I kind of left myself with not much elixir to defend. But I kind of got lucky here. Alright, a little bit later into the match, he spawns another Goblin Giant, and I have minions and Inferno Dragon to counter. This is actually such a good counter, and I start making a bit of a push here with them. And I do really good damage on tower here, almost taking it. Alright, I managed to take the tower with the Evil Wizard, and now I'm pushing up into his King Tower with it. But now, my main thing to do this game is honestly just defend, and I win. He places another Goblin Giant, but I just counter it again with P.E.K.K.A. Also place minions to get the Dark Prince as well. And yeah, it's pretty good defense here. And I actually start pushing up into his King Tower, but he spawns a Prince. Alright, now I have a bomber and he kind of destroys it with the points. And I giant snowball, but if you look at his king tower, he has nothing to defend because he used all his elixirs trying to take that. And that's a good call. Alright, I did a few games off camera and I managed to get to 3,500 trophies and I actually got a legendary chest. Oh, alright. Here we go. I wonder what I'm gonna get from it. Okay, should it give me a legendary? Yeah. Oh, let's actually go. That's such a good card. Alright, I ended up getting Electro Wizard from it. I was gonna add him to my deck, but I already have a pretty good deck and there's nowhere I could really add him to, so I decided not to put him in. Alright, this was the final game until the 1 hour was up, so I had to do my best. Alright, I used minions for the skeleton now on the left lane, and then on the right, I used Inferno Dragon to take out the Valkyrie. Alright, little later into the match, he Goblin Barrels, and I counter that with Bomber. And right here, I wanted to place a P.E.K.K.A down, but I knew I shouldn't, so I went Wizard. Next, this guy places a Valkyrie to get rid of my Wizard, so I decided to put minions here just to get rid of it. And he also Skeleton Barrels, so I can get rid of that as well. Here, I decided to put a Hog Rider to start making a little bit of a push and also do some damage. The next move he does is a Goblin Barrel, and I kind of panic here with the Wizard. And then I start strategizing in my head of what I can do. And I noticed that there's around 1 minute left, so I make the big play and decide to put a P.E.K.K.A down. Now, I was very over-committing here, I know that. And my P.E.K.K.A locks onto the tower, and that's take. And yeah, I just started destroying this guy. Alright, so this guy finally got rid of my push. His king tower is really low HP, so I literally just had to defend, and it's pretty much a free win from here. I placed a P.E.K.K.A just to lock in the win, and there's really nothing he can do to defend this. Alright, I ended up taking the win. Had to say a good game at the end, because that was a pretty good game. And this actually concludes the challenge. Alright, so in total, I made a whopping 188 trophies. I know I could have done way better, but it just happened that I had a lot of losses, and that kind of caused me to not get as many trophies as I wanted. So yeah.